I was texting Isabella that morning. We were going to meet for breakfast, and I was going to give her her 21st birthday present. And
what did you buy her? I'm just curious.
A pair of Chanel sneakers.
Oh.
Yeah. She and I wore the same size shoe, so I got a little tired of her wearing my shoes all the time, and so I bought her a pair of Chanel sneakers. And yeah, it's just her honorary pallbearer called me. I remember being in the garage. Mama, I think something happened. Her friend, he calls me Mama. And I said, what's up, baby? And I think something happened, but the way he said it in his voice, something happened. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you haven't seen the news? And I'm like, no, I don't watch the news. I was like, I don't, sorry, I don't. Something happened, Mama. And then my other line rang. It was my daughter. Mommy, something happened. Mommy, where's Bella? Where's Bella? I said, I was just texting her. What are you talking about? I'm going to meet her. And I was already driving on my way to Target to pick up, one of those birthday bags that you put, and go meet Isabella. And then I kept calling Bella and calling Bella and calling Bella and calling Bella. And there was nothing. There was no response. And I was texting and texting and texting, and there was nothing. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm looking, and I Google, and I pull up, and it said one active shooter, one, I believe it was confirmed dead, and one in critical condition. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I just texted my daughter 2 hours before that. And I'm like, okay. Trauma 1 Center, General Hospital. I'm on my way down there. I'm from Denver. I still call it DG. And I mean, I flew. I was on the phone with her sister, and she's like, I'll meet you right there. And I said that would be the place that they would take your sister, being a Trauma 1, obviously. And I just ran in there. I said, and while I was on my way, I was on the phone with dispatch with 911. My daughter, Isabella Thallas, I believe something has happened. I believe she's been involved in maybe an accident, or I'm seeing here maybe a shooting. And can you please confirm? Here's her phone number. Can you track her phone? Because I know they have the capability to do that. No, ma'am, we can't confirm anything. No, ma'am, no, ma'am. What is your name? What is your date of birth? I gave them my information, and then I just hung up on them, and I just hauled ass. I ran into the hospital. Is there a patient here by the name of Isabella Joy Thallas? Date of birth, blah, blah. They looked it up, and I could hardly talk. No, Isabella Thallas. Thallas. No. Okay. Maybe Bella Thallas. No. And I said, how about Darian Simon? They said, are you a relative? And I said, yes, I am. And I lied. I said, yes, I am. I'm his mother-in-law. And I said, Darian Simon. And they said, yes, he is. He's in intensive care. And I was just like, you knew, you felt it. I felt it. You know, as a mom. The burning sensation, it's like this fire in your heart throughout your entire body that eats you from the inside my daughter's dead. My daughter's dead. How did this happen? How is she dead? I just saw her. I just kissed her forehead and hugged her. She's gone. What the hell happened to her? Where's my baby? Somebody tell me something. Somebody help me. My baby's dead. You don't. I still can't process that. I was sitting in court, and I'm just thinking to myself, land of the free, home of the brave. And a finger pulls a trigger 24 times. And here we are. Here I sit, and I just looked up at the ceiling and looked around. This is my life now. How did I find out? Obviously, at the scene, they knew we were the parents. They knew we were family. They were very respectful. Yep. I was pissed. I was ready to jump fences and run to Isabella, and I begged them to let me hold her. They wouldn't, for obvious reasons, because it's an active scene. It's a crime scene. You're thinking out of emotion because your child's laying there dead, and you just want to hold her face or hug her. You see that she died alone. She was alone. She was laying just in the dirt. She was 95 pounds. She was alone. She died alone. That's what runs through your head is, my baby's alone. Is what my baby. And then you have to stop and look around. There were strangers. They were kind enough. They were walking up to us and bringing us bottles of water. It was a very hot day, and we're standing on black asphalt. And a lot of people said that they weren't surprised that he did this, that we spoke to.
Tell me more about that.
They just said they weren't surprised, and I found tweets that there were some people that they were taking pictures of Bella's body from up above. I was screaming at them and yelling at them. Her friends were too. We were telling them to stop. So the police were trying to contain me, her father, her friends, the public, the crime scene. I mean, it was a hot mess. Yeah, I'm going crazy. My child's there. Like, what in the hell just happened here? This is Denver? This is Colorado. What is going on? What just happened? I just saw her. Literally just saw my baby. I just saw her. And now I'm seeing her like this. And then it was 2 to 3 days later, Detective Gibbs, because they had to pull, it was so bad that they had to pull her dental records to confirm her body.
Did they say how many times? We know, I mean, it just took one to the back for her to pass, but did they say how many
was
times she was
once.
actually shot?
Once.
Once.
Yeah. Our death certificate states 1 time. I don't have the coroner report.
You've never seen that?
No. So all I have is from what the death certificate says and what was said in court.
At any point, I mean, you know your baby, did it ever cross your mind, like, what did she do? Did she do something?
I know Bella. She's non-confrontational. So I knew there had been something that went on there it was like, it didn't make sense to me with what happened. Something didn't add up. Because when I was looking at the crime scene, I could see the window, I could see the markers, I could see where everything was taped, I could see the alleyway. By then they had put a tent over Isabella, a big white tent. And so I knew something was going on and we were trying to follow it. And I mean, the funny thing about it is really the news is more on social media than it is on the news, because you find out more from that generation of kids on their social media and their posts and their stories than you're ever gonna see on 9 News. And so I was pulling up stuff and people were posting and what is going on. And then I finally put a post of Isabella's picture and saying that we had lost her that day and that she had gone home to be with the Lord.
So as all these details start to emerge, this man was having a bad day, having a mental break, a fight with his girlfriend. And his response to that is shooting 2 innocent people 24 times.
Right. We didn't know about his mental state until we knew the correct weapon that was used in the shooting. So when we were told about the weapon, it was an AR-15, and it was not. It was an AK-47. So when I went to speak at City Council, and when I spoke with Councilwoman Isabella, it was about an AR-15 because that's what we were led to believe, and I believe that's what they thought at the time. And then come to find out that it was the afternoon before the proof evident hearing that they waited to tell us it was in fact an AK-47. And then they finally told us whom it actually belonged to and the other firearms that were there.
So let's talk about that. That is a big part of this case. The AK-47 that was used to murder your daughter belonged to a Denver police officer. How do you wrap your mind around that?
You don't? There's a lot of details to that I cannot wrap my mind. I can't wrap my mind around that. I'm heartbroken. I'm disappointed.